marshmallows in it, maybe. Yeah, candy cane. I'm not a big peppermint guy, though.
I like peppermint. I like candy canes.
Well, then you can put the candy cane in your hot cocoa cup. I am going...
I
okay.
will. I will stir it with
I'm gonna
the
put
candy cane.
I'm going to put some caramel in my hot cocoa cup.
Well, that's always a good choice, too.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, but you always have to have marshmallows. Marshmallows are great.
That's fine. Get some marshmallows. Can we get some marshmallows? I think we're out of marshmallows.
Okay, good.
What a nice...
What do you like better, the little ones or the big ones? The little marshmallows or the big marshmallows?
I like the little ones because then I can... Otherwise, you get the Bart Simpson effect where you're slicing the marshmallow up. That's always
true.
a fun one.
Not as many will fit in a mug. You can get a lot more in a mug when it comes to the little ones.
Get those little mini marshmallows. Then it's like eating cereal. Oh, what a nice, pleasant holiday evening here.
Yes.
Got the fire going, crackling here.
You always need that.
Oh, I guess we should start. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is a very Shelf Life Holiday Special. This is...
a very merry shelf life?
Ah, there you go. This is Shelf Life, a podcast where a brother and sister team always exchange... Fuck.
Try it again.
And this is Shelf Life, a podcast where a brother and sister team go through... Oh, I'm trying to do Bing Crosby. He did like a lot of holiday specials. So I'm trying to, we're here.
No, I got you. Yeah.
Day. Yeah.
Bing Crosby, Mary, or tap dancing with Mary fucking K, whatever the hell that was called. Yeah.
You got it. You got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
This is a podcast where a brother and sister team go through all things pop culture to determine what belongs on your shelf. We go through those things one at a time in very minute detail. Ton of stuff. Whatever
the hell we feel like it.
Yeah, exactly. Rachel, we've had a nice, pleasant holiday here. We've we've exchanged gifts. We've eaten the ham, the roast beast, all sorts of stuff. But now, as the snow is falling and the time draws near to yet the end of another wonderful holiday, we decided that we could bring to you, dear listeners, our first annual Shelf Life Holiday Special. As Rachel deemed it, a very merry shelf life.
That's right.
So
that's right.
What we decided, we did this with Halloween. We decided we would do it again. So Rachel, I'm gonna bring out my I've got one more gift here that I didn't.
Boy. This is so exciting.
So
okay.
What I thought we would do here is that we'll exchange some presents, open these up, and then whatever they are, we will watch them.
That's right.
Or read them, or play them, whatever it happens to be. It'll be associated with Christmas or the holidays in some kind, and then we'll decide whether or not they have shelf life. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like it seems like something that we would do. Rachel, before we get into that, any special holiday traditional watches or reads or anything that you have that you try to get crossed off that list every year that you have as part of your traditions? Heck, even podcasts that you listen to every year.
You sprung this on me, and now I have to think of stuff. I do like to watch Doctor Who specials that are Christmas related. Those are kind of fun.
Oh, sure. I guess stay tuned. Not completely stay tuned, but stay tuned enough. Not directly to what Rachel said, but...
And then, let's see, It's a Wonderful Life is a good one.
Oh, of course, yes.
I like that some of the classics are really fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like the black and white classics are always fun to me.
I'm a big fan of Scrooged.
Sometimes. Oh, Scrooged. Scrooged is good.
Krampus, the Santa Claus.
Oh, yes, Krampus. If you want a scary one that also is Christmas related, there you go. The Santa Claus, now that they're doing another one this year. Another one. They need to stop. They need to be stopped.
They do need to stop. Well, I guess my point here, Rachel, is are you into watching any of like the traditional holiday stuff versus like a Hallmark thing? Do you have anything that you
So
like
I know I
try to
do.
get?
I am a big watch the classics. So like A Wonderful Life, A Miracle on 34th First Street, the Griswold Family Christmas, always interesting. That's not actually what it's called. Christmas Vacation.
Rachel's renamed it to a Griswold family. The Griswold Family Christmas. We'll be right
that's what he's
back with the
doing.
Griswold Family Christmas.
I will turn on the Hallmark channel and watch the really awful, campy Hallmark Christmas movies because they're stupid and predictable. So sometimes it's like one of those you can bet on it and you could probably make a lot of money type of things. Or if people do like a drinking game with the Hallmark movies, I've heard that's a thing too. We like to put the Santa hat on the TV, and it's fun to see who wears the Santa hat. It's tradition.
Wait, what is this?
You've never heard that?
No.
You put the Santa hat on the corner of the TV, and it's like, well, we don't do the drinking game, but like technically it's a drinking game, so whenever somebody wears the Santa hat, you take a drink.
Ah, okay. I got
But we just like seeing who wears the Santa hat. It makes us laugh. Like,
I see. Okay. I'm trying to think of like outside of like movies if there's anything that we do. I mean, you and I, because we're able to see each other more over the holidays, we will try to play some like old school video games.
Oh yes, that's very true.
That have nothing to do with Christmas
Absolutely
or the holidays.
nothing.
But
That's very true.
somehow we end up playing Streets of Rage a lot during the holidays.
We do play a lot of Streets of Rage. We'll even pick up like Guitar Hero. I think it's
Guitar
because
Hero.
it's either because we had gotten the game
Probably for
at
Christmas.
that time,
Yeah.
right? Or like because now we can actually play it and we can play through the whole thing. We end up doing that again.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm not like huge into the holiday movies or not like because like Halloween there's a genre, right? The genre is just kind of horror. You can kind of do anything horror or Halloween related and it fits. When it comes to Christmas or the holidays, you kind of have to be kind of more selective in like it has that veneer or that background. Like Gremlins or Die Hard.
Oh, Gremlins! That's another good one. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
because it's
see,
like
there's
a
lot
horror
out there.
Christmas. Yeah, you know, sometimes I forget how many there are.
Yeah, there's a lot. Many of them are on the list, and if they're not on the list, they'll eventually be added to the list, and we'll get there. So, like podcasts, for instance, most of the time there aren't a lot of like podcasts that I listen to that do a lot of like holiday stuff. I know that there are plenty of like holiday related podcasting stuff out there. I'm sure Podcast The Ride has done the Grinch at Universal. I know that We Hate Movies has done some. I know that How Did This Get Made has stuck kind of to like doing a Hallmark movie every year, but that's because they've kind of fallen off a little bit. You know, but there is that yeah, there is that stuff. There is that stuff. So they're out there, but what I've ended up doing is because like We Hate Movies used to do like their We Love Movies month, so I'll like listen to those during the holidays.
Oh yeah, it's has
almost
like
like
that feeling, right?
then.
You want
Yeah.
like a comfort show or movie or book that kind
It's
of
like
just
it
has
feels-
that nice like
It
warm
feels nice.
feelings.
Yeah.
You don't want something that's like horror technically. You don't want something that's like super sad. You want like that stuff that's like heartwarming during the holiday months.
Which is why if we'll open up my present here of what
okay.
we're gonna watch here for me here. So if I just open it up here.
I did it. We're ripping it open.
Okay.
Taking the bow off.
So this is Rachel. Why don't you tell me what gift I opened here?
It's very green. I see that.
Yeah, we're gonna be very. So we just talked about trying to be nice around the holidays. We're gonna be pretty damn cynical with this fucking thing.
I love it.
Tell you that right now.
It's still a very heartwarming tale, though. This is Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
From 1966, the original.
The original, yeah.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I'm assuming at someday we will do the Jim Carrey one or the Benedict Cumberbatch one, but we're doing the first one, Rachel.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to.
Or what?
I said, oh yeah, we'll
Like-
definitely have to.
Oh, I thought you said no, we don't have to. Like we're like, no, that's
Never.
okay.
I refuse.
So yes, we're gonna one of the topics that we'll cover today: How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Rachel, what did you bring? Should I open up this bag here?
Oh yeah, we can open up this one. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, opening it up. Oh boy.
Does everybody remember that sound like? Boo. I hate that sound so much.
All right. Okay, so we both picked ones from the 60s. The hell's the matter with us?
I don't know.
Okay, so our second, wow, thank you, is going to be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the traditional Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from 1964 stop motion version.
Yeah, the claymation. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
These are always, I mean, okay, all right.
Yeah, talk about classics, right?
We just got done talking about, like, yeah, these are definitely quote unquote classics. So I'm gonna go get a refill of some hot chocolate and some sort of snack, preferably like Chex Mix or something.
Cookies.
Yeah. Okay.
Go
get some cookies.
I gotta get the cookies.
You're right. Yeah, get the cookies out of the oven. Make sure they're not burnt. Yeah.
They're not gonna be burnt. They're gonna be fine. They're gonna be great.
They better not be goddamn burnt. Okay. So we'll take a short break for a word from our fake sponsor, and when we come back, we will begin the holiday tradition of determining if any of this stuff goes on your shelf, starting with How the Grinch Stole Christmas. We'll be right back. Shelf Life is brought to you by...
From the Grinch, and from Max, and from Cindy Lou Who, and the thousands of banks, give or take one or two, that care for your savings and checking accounts, and provide loans you need in all kinds of amounts. From the full-service banks that serve you all year, may this special season be full of good cheer. May your Christmas day be so very, very wonderfully, happily, joyously merry. The Foundation for Full-Service Banks, representing America's 14,000 national banks, state banks, and trust companies, has presented Dr. Seuss' How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh, God, it's hot.
You gotta be careful. We just warmed that up. What's wrong with you?
We're back. Oh, damn it.
God.
We're back.
Get an ice cube.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I just won't be able to taste anything for the next day. It's fine.
No? Then more cookies for me.
Yeah, I'm going to get another sip here now. I'm sure it's better now. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, we are back with the Shelf Life Holiday Special. Subject number 1 here is How the Grinch Stole Christmas from 1966. Rachel, I am going to throw it to you, of course, as per usual, as is tradition, to let us know what is How the Grinch Stole Christmas about, and what's your history with the Grinch?
Okay. So the Doctor Who's.
We're doing the Grinch, Rachel.
I said Doctor Who's.
Doctor Who's. That's a Mad TV sketch.
I hate everything. How the Grinch Stole Christmas is about these creatures called Whovians.
Is that what they're called?
Isn't it?
I guess you're right, because they're the Who's, but
it's
I guess
down
they
in
are
Whoville.
Whovians. Okay.
Right?
No, you're probably right.
Whovians?
I think that's right.
I mean, I know Whovians are like Dr. Whovians, but hold on a second. Yeah, the Grinch, Whovians.
Okay.
Right?
I'm not
Whoville.
disagreeing.
No, I don't trust anything. Anyways, How the Grinch Stole Christmas is about the Christmas time in Whoville with the creatures of Whoville and the Grinch, who seems to be ostracized to this mountaintop, hates Christmas and hates the Whoville people or creatures. I don't know what they are.
We'll get into that.
And the whole idea is that the Grinch wants to stop Christmas, and he learns a lesson along the way.
Rachel, is this one that you've seen a ton during your life, or never, or anything like that?
Definitely not a ton. So my background with this is that Mom hates Dr. Seuss, and I'm pretty sure that has affected my thoughts on Dr. Seuss. So like, I never really read or watched anything Dr. Seuss. Like I've seen How the Grinch Stole Christmas as a kid and stuff, but I don't like watch it all the time. And as I was watching this, I realized that I haven't watched this in a very long time.
Yeah,
so
you're
that's
right.
kind
Mom...
of my background to that.
Yeah. No, Mom did not like Dr. Seuss. She did not get the Seussian speech, so she did not read us Dr. Seuss or anything like that. So we were not, privy to a lot of Seuss tales growing up.
Right.
As such, I don't have nostalgia for the Grinch.
I don't.
This is definitely a pretty, like, impartial of, like, do not have a lot of info about how the Grinch stole Christmas. I would say there's definitely those beats in this where I'm like, yep, that's iconic. That's an iconic shot, or that's an iconic line, or whatever.
Yes.
But to your point, if I'm flipping through channels on or, like, during the holidays and I see the Grinch, I'm not like, oh, we're watching the Grinch. Gather around, everyone.
It's like, well, there's nothing else on. Might as well just have it on in the background. Like, I've done that before. I know I've done that before.
This you probably have never even heard of, Rachel.
Okay,
So at Grandma's house, Grandma had VHS tapes of stuff. It's part of what, of course, I probably got her to do it, and then she was like, oh, Kevin likes having these videotapes of stuff, so I'll videotape stuff that might appeal to my 3-year-old grandson or whatever, because I would record everything, hence here we are 30 years later, and I collect shit because I was born that way.
Yep.
But Grandma had a VHS on it, not with How the Grinch Stole Christmas. She had, instead, a VHS on it with the sequel, which wasn't really a sequel, it was a prequel.
Okay.
And it was a Halloween special for How the Grinch Stole Christmas, of the Grinch.
What?
I don't know. Yeah. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
No.
So it was called Halloween is Grinch Night.
I have never heard of this.
Yeah.
There is no way.
Maybe one day we'll do Halloween is Grinch Night. I don't remember much from it, but I definitely remember watching it a ton at Grandma's house, because it was like one of the things that she had taped for me as just like, like in a row. Like she'd have a VHS with like a ton of like stuff that she would just catch and be like, that might be something Kevin will watch when he's here. So it was definitely one of them.
Oh, it looks like way darker.
Well, it's the 70s, so of course it probably is.
Sure, but I mean, like, even color-wise and stuff, it looks dark, like a little spooky. Which, I mean, it makes sense. It's Halloween, but they give him like orangey red eyes. It's kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's got a totally different style of animation and stuff like that. But I definitely remember watching that one. I don't remember, like, I know I've seen this one a ton, I'm sure, as a kid or just throughout my life. It's not something that I go back and seek out, like, to your point. That's kind of the background. That's where we're kind of coming from with this one, I guess.
Yes.
A couple of things to note about this, how it got made, if you want to know. So this is a Chuck Jones production. Chuck Jones, of course, the legendary cartoonist, wanted to...
It shows.
You think so? You think it's got the Looney Tunes flair?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. I can feel Wile E. Coyote and all of that going on in this.
Yeah. Mount Crumpet looks a lot like a Roadrunner.
Because I was gonna say it has, like, watching it, it was making me want to go watch Looney Tunes. Like, I was like watching it, going, oh, Looney Tunes, like there's my nostalgia.
So Chuck Jones approached Dr. Seuss to make now I'm going to say Halloween special, to make a holiday special out of the Grinch. And he was at first kind of reluctant to do it because he didn't like doing some stuff that had been adapted in the past. But they eventually decided to do this. They got MGM on board. Mm-hmm. And they gave... This budget sounds insane to me. It was allotted $315,000, which today would be $2.5 million.
Whoa.
Yeah. So... I guess it's animation, and there's songs and there's stuff.
But if you look, there's like nobody. Like there's like 4 people that they put in like as the actors, because it's literally just like those.
But I think
like,
it all
3
went
people
to
talk.
I think it all went to the animation, though. I think that's where all of it went.
It had to have.
And it looks good for the 60s.
Absolutely.
Mid-60s,
you kind of forget that it's from the 60s, and then you're like, oh wait, this is from the 60s.
Part, of course, right in the middle of like all of these Halloween right in the middle of all of these holiday specials, because I want to say holiday instead of Christmas, but like these Christmas specials that were coming out in the 60s, Rudolph, Charlie Brown Christmas, Frosty the Snowman, Santa's Coming to Town, All these things were coming out around this decade or so, and it just kind of became part of like another like, okay, this is going to play every year. We know we're going to play this every year. And they did. It's one of those things that the networks fight for the rights to get, because it's one of those things that...
It makes sense. They know people are going to watch it.
It's traditional viewing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now there's the other ones that have been made from this story, too.
Right. This is... So there's the original book, which he was white in the original book, interestingly enough.
I want to look this up.
Yeah. I don't know if the whole book is just in white and like with shades of different things, but all in white. Because I know Seuss did that sometimes.
I don't remember the book at all. I don't think I've ever
read the book. I think this is very, very loyal to the book.
The original is in black and white.
Yeah.
And then you can see that when there's a colorization of it, they do turn him green.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yes. But, yeah, in the original, it's like black and white, and the only pop of color is red. They give him red eyes. That's creepy.
Of course.
That's really creepy.
But it's supposed to be that he's evil, Rachel. How else are you supposed to depict that he's evil?
Well, when they do the colorized version, he's green with yellow eyes. So there.
Yeah. They wanted to have more color in this, of course, so they colored him green.
Of course.
Because they thought green, is a Christmas color.
Grinch,
Sure.
And he looks different than the Whovians. The Whovillians.
Whovians?
I like Whovillians.
But that makes him sound like a villain.
And that's Doctor Who. Yeah, but they are the villain. they are the villain.
Well, you're putting your knowledge of the movies into some of the...
Okay, maybe a little, but at the same time.
because
I rewatched this and still didn't like them.
Well, because in 2000 there is the Jim Carrey movie, which they got 25 minutes out of this story in the 60s, and they had to stretch that to an hour and a half somehow. Man. I don't think I've ever watched that movie. I don't think I've ever watched it. Stuff. I don't think so.
Okay, I have watched that.
The most updated Grinch stuff I am aware of is at Islands of Adventure every year. They do the big celebration in Whoville or Dr. Seuss Land or whatever.
That makes
with
sense.
The Grinch. Yeah.
I never really thought about that, but that makes sense that they would do that because they have a Whoville.
Yeah, they actually have a lot of Christmas
things. Fun fact: Kevin and I did ride One Fish, Two Fish. I think that's the only ride I've ever been on.
Next time we go, we're gonna have to go into the Cat in the Hat dark ride.
Oh, great! Sounds like a horror, like haunted house.
I don't think we ever go on anything again because we just weren't Dr. Seuss kids.
No, we would just pass that
Dr. Seuss kids.
Right.
Rachel, what? So like, Grinch is like a descriptor now, but like
Grinch is a descriptor now, and you have been called a Grinch, and it's my favorite thing ever.
I knew that you're gonna make me do this. I just wanted to ask you what a Grinch was, and now you're going to make me explain this story.
You have to tell this story. It's great.
Yeah, I guess there's no other time to do it than this. Okay. It's not that good. Don't be hyping this up. Now all of our listeners are going to be like, I
just like that you're called a Grinch.
Okay, so I will explain. A few years ago, several years ago. So Rachel and my mom would do the Black Friday shopping because they just had a lot of fun doing that. And the year that I was moving out, Rachel had torn her knee up.
I did. And I tore my meniscus.
Could not go.
I couldn't walk. I wasn't allowed to walk for like 9 weeks. But yeah, go ahead.
And our mom was like, well, Kevin, you have to come because it's a 2-man operation. I can't just go by myself. And I was like, God damn it. So I had to go do Black Friday shopping. That's not where I got called a Grinch, though. That's just to give you an idea of, like, the mindset here. So we did Black Friday shopping. The week after that, I was like, I need to go do some furniture shopping. And we went out again. Rachel wasn't able to go. My mom went, me and her, and I think you and Dad stayed home.
Yeah.
As we were out, Mom said, oh, Rachel and I also usually go to Candle Day. And I said,
we used to do
what's
Candle
that?
Day because they would always have that on the same day every year.
And Mom says, well, at Bath & Body Works, if you're listening, we'll definitely accept your sponsorship. They do a Candle Day every year. And I have no idea what this is. I just know Bath and Body Works as like the little boutique, like girls get stuff to like rub lotion on and stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, well we can stop. Like that's fine. I'm dragging you out to go look at furniture with me. So we go to Candle Day. Now, folks at home, I don't know how many of you are part of the Candle Day tradition of Bath and Body Works. It's a madhouse.
It's nuts.
It's like a Black Friday.
They only
for
let
candles.
certain amount of people in at a time.
There was a line.
It's crazy.
It was insane. I had no idea what this was. So we're in this store for over an hour. Mom's sniffing candles, making me sniff candles, calling you, asking you what kind of candle shit you want. We have a stack of fucking candles. Mom's like, we have 2 different coupons. So now she has to check out with one of the coupons, and I have to check out with the other coupons so that we can get both of the coupons, because otherwise how are we going to use both of the coupons? We can't. And so now we have stacks of them. Oh, and I'm moving out, so I can have all of these candles, because then you can have candles around the house, and then you can have candles, and it'll smell good and everything. So this went on for hours! So that's how I feel. That's how I feel, because I'm here forever.
It's very stressful. It's very
Bath
stressful.
and Body Works. Yes, it's a stressful environment because these people will murder you to get the last fucking Christmas morning candle or whatever. Now, they have this setup where they have to funnel you into these different lines, right? And Mom's like, "Oh, I think we have to use these lines because these are credit cards, and this one was only cash." And Mom was like, "Well, just use credit card. It's easier," or whatever. Or I don't remember. So I'm standing in line, surrounded by all of these people, just tearing apart Bath and Body Works to get candles. I understood how the Grinch felt at this moment, but and I'm holding this crate of candles. All right. So I'm standing there, and there's like 5 different people at the front doing checkout.
It's kind of unorganized. I'm not going to lie. They don't really organize this checkout area very well ever. So I wouldn't be surprised if I knew exactly what was happening here.
Mom has gotten through the checkout, I think, at this point. I think. Or she was checking out. And I was like, why didn't I just go with her? Like, why did she make me stand here? I could have just gone there, and I would have been right behind her.
Right.
So the one person at the cash register thing holds up their hand. And now, folks at home, I am telling you this without hyperbole. There is no exaggeration. This is just what happened. Okay? So I'm standing probably further to the right. This is a person all the way to the left. But the way that it's set up, because Rachel is right, it's kind of disorganized. There is an official line, but there's almost like 4 official lines. It's very hard to tell like who should be next, kind of a thing. But if I'm in the official line, like I'm the next person. So the lady holds up her hand, and then an older lady, probably 50s or 60s, that was just standing off to the side, but not in like the official line, goes to check out. And I go, "Oh, come on!" and kind of throw the crate down for a second.
Right.
And sigh. Because I'm like, I was next. But I'm like, all right, whatever. I kid you not. Brienne of Tarth is standing there with this elderly lady. I assume her daughter. Although she looked like she was at least in her 40s. So maybe this lady was older. I don't know.
Could be. No idea.
So, a big, bulging, beastly woman here. And she goes, "Oh, well, if you're gonna be so," I can't even remember what she said, but if you're gonna be so mad about it, hey man, we're all just standing here waiting. We're all angry, but if you're gonna be so angry about it, go right ahead. Go right ahead. And I'm like, "No, I don't care. I'm just tired." And she's like, "Oh, no, you go right ahead, Grinch." And she called me a Grinch. So I went ahead.
It's funny. It's great.
And we checked out. And the whole time I'm checking out, she kept calling me a Grinch from behind us in line. And I was like, I wasn't asking to cut in line. I just couldn't tell when I was supposed to go.
it's rude that she just kept doing it too.
She
though.
kept doing it.
Like it's not her fault. It's Bath and Body Works' fault.
It was
anyways,
Bath and Body Works'
because
fault.
they just
I was mad
like
at Bath
they
and
didn't
Body
weren't
Works.
showing
Yeah, and again, Bath
they
and
weren't
Body
being
Works
like specific.
definitely can be a sponsor of the show. I think the process has improved because now I go to fucking Candle Day every year because the candles are great, and I have them in my house, but that particular day when I was not ready for what Mom was getting me into, I was just overwhelmed. I just was like, I didn't ask to cut you. One, I wasn't cutting you. It was my turn. But you called me a Grinch.
Right.
So yes,
I can't believe it.
I'm absolutely a Grinch. Rachel, what is a Grinch? What is a Grinch?
So I think what people think of as a Grinch is a person who's just like super grumpy and like rude during the holiday season. I think it's just like it's like you're mad and frustrated at the holiday season itself because people expect everybody to be super freaking cheery all the time.
Two things about that. I'm not a Grinch. If anything, I'm a Scrooge. And secondly,
honestly though, for the new Grinch, I think I am a Grinch. But
folks at home, let us know: are you a Grinch? Are you a Grinch?
Are you a Grinch or
Scrooge? Are you a Clark Griswold? Are you a
what's another angry
Ralphie?
person?
I'm trying to think of different.
Are you Ralphie's dad?
Yeah, and as a person, as an adult, I understand that opinion of the Grinch. I understand him.
I understand.
If there's anything that can be
I feel for him.
stressful, it's the fucking holidays. Because you
Truly.
gotta go do shit, and you have to get gifts, and you have to listen to people, and you have to see people, and you have to talk about shit. And God knows somebody's gonna bring up politics, and you're gonna have to listen to that for a goddamn hour. and then you have to make sure that you get such and such this present, and such this present, and we have to get here at this time, and we have to go over here at this time, and it's a fucking nightmare. So I understand. I get it. I understand. And that's why here at Shelf Life we're giving you something. You can put those headphones in. You can sit there. Your uncle can talk about Trump. I'm sorry. Your uncle can talk about Mr. Garrison or Joe Biden or whoever might be the president in the future, and you can enjoy Shelf Life's holiday special. Yep. So Rachel, let's get right into. Now I'm in Grinch mode. Let's fucking go.
Yes,
here
Grinch
we go.
mode. Yes, let's go.
So the show starts, and we get the opening credits. It is over some music, and of course we get the iconic song to start off with. I don't like this song, Rachel. It's a little too light for me. I don't know how to describe this, but it's that Yahoo Horus Yahoo Ho.
Yeah, welcome Christmas Day. That's the only part that's actually like words.
Yeah. So I think the problem is it's a very catchy song, but it's like something I wouldn't normally. So it's like an earworm one, and these holiday specials are filled with those earworm songs, like Day Without a Santa Claus. I can't watch that because I always get those stupid Heat Miser and whatever Miser songs stuck in my head. Stop it. Don't do it. Because like I already have this song stuck in my head. I'm already talking about the Welcome Christmas song. So it starts off and the Who's are singing around a big evergreen tree in the woods, and they're pulling down the tree, and they begin singing around the tree, or they're putting up the tree in their Whoville Square.
Yes. I think they're choosing the tree, yeah.
Yeah, so they're choosing the tree, and then they put up the tree. So they're putting up the tree, and they're doodle-da-doo, and they're da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Put up
String
the
up
tree
the lights
and
and something in the tree.
Light up the tree and something about the family.
We're damned for all eternity.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I do like Christmas Time in Hell.
It's one of my favorites.
For that one.
That's the stuff that I watch. It's not these traditional ones. So they do their traditional song here of putting up the Christmas tree. Right. Rachel, we've already kind of discussed
They're welcoming
this.
Christmas into their
Yeah, there's a montage of
time.
shit being put up. The only thing I got was a wuzzle fuzz, something about a wuzzle fuzz in there. Now that I'm listening,
a lot of weird words.
Now that I've listened, well, it's all Seussian. Juggalos, I think, is one of them.
They say trim you, trim me. It's a weird.
Yes, I was like, whoa, folks, let's not be trimming each other.
You
okay?
trim up your uncle and your aunt and the who flock flan, which just sounds
Yeah, the Who Flock
Weird.
Flan. Trimming up your uncle and your aunt, obviously not endorsed by Shelf Life. Please do not trim up your uncle and aunt. There's this montage going on of them putting up stuff all over the place, and it is the song, which I kind of want to know now if this is what Christmas Time in Hell is based off of, because it's the same. It has a similar cadence.
I feel like it's sped up
cadence.
too, and it probably is a Christmas cadence. But Christmas Time in Hell is faster.
Yes, Christmas Time in Hell is faster.
So it is way faster.
Turn up the lights and light up the tree with them for all eternity. It's close.
Great. It's
close.
Christmas Time in Hell.
Yeah.
But maybe
Rachel,
it is just like that cadence, like you just
so maybe there are a lot of Christmas songs that have that cadence, and as we go through our Shelf Life journey, we'll find more that have that beat.
Yeah.
Rachel, I gotta ask you.
Oh, okay.
I really do.
Uh-oh.
And I know that we alluded to it when we were discussing what we were bringing to the shelf here today, but what the hell's a Who? What are these things? Are they moles? Are they cats?
Look like moles. You're right about that.
I think they look like moles.
They are very fuzzy. They have like a pear-shaped head. And why is it that Cindy Lou is the only one with a normal nose? Like, why does she have like a button nose? I
actually can tell you why Cindy Lou Who looks like this. Okay.
Why does she look like an actual person? So she's like the only one who looks like a crossbreed between a Who and a person.
Cindy Lou Who at the beginning here, she's hanging up a wreath, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she looks like that because she is modeled after Chuck Jones' granddaughter, who was like 2 years old at the time. That's why she looks like a person. One, it's because it's one of the characters in the story. And then two, it's because Chuck Jones was drawing it to look like his granddaughter. What?
I mean, that's fine. It's fine, but she just doesn't look like the same species anymore.
She doesn't. She looks like a little girl, yeah. She looks a lot like one of my friend's kids, actually, but she's got...
That's funny.
She's probably a little too old to do... Well, maybe not. She could do Cindy Lou Who. If you're listening to this and I know you know who you are.
You know who you are.
You should have your daughter dress up like Cindy Lou Who for Christmas this year.
But, like, she doesn't have the big mouth or, like, super furry looking or
but I
like,
think
the
it's
shape.
Also because she's supposed to look cuter.
Yeah, we know. I guess that's fine, but it's so weird because you look at the other kids and they just look nothing like her.
The other Whoville boys and girls do not look like Cindy Lou Who.
Right.
They look like dogs from Goof Troop or moles or something.
Or mole people. I think you're right. I think it's mole people. You know,
it's just a very Seussian drawing of some kind.
And then you get to the Grinch, though, and he's green. Yeah. And he's so expressive that it's kind of scary.
Well, he is, Seuss. So
I get that he's supposed to be scary, but at the same time, scary.
Narration begins. Boris Karloff is doing all the narration and the voice of the Grinch.
And the voice, yes.
So the mummy himself is our narrator here. Seuss was actually afraid that Boris Karloff was going to do the Grinch voice too scary because he's the mummy and he could make it too scary for kids. So they actually they told him not to do a voice. They just took Boris Karloff doing a regular Boris Karloff like in the narration, and then they like slowed it down or like altered it slightly, and that's why the Grinch is a little more grindy than the narration voice.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But they just didn't want him to try doing a voice because they thought it was going to be too much.
They thought it was going to be too scary. I think they should have let him try. And maybe they did let him try. Maybe I
misread. Like, no, it doesn't fit, you know?
Right. Like, maybe I just misread the trivia there on it, but that's kind of like one of the things that stuck out. So anyway, yes, the Grinch is, I think he's a cornstalk that was left out in the sun too long.
He's something. He looks like, I mean...
Oh, he's something, all right.
Is he supposed to still also be a Who? And he's just green because he's like either green with like envy or he's just green and angry and he's like he changed color because of that? Or is he a different species as well? And somehow he's here and he just absolutely despises Whovillians.
Maybe he was here first, Rachel. Maybe the Who's.
He could have been, and they moved into his land.
Into his fucking Mount Crumpet. And now
they're
this
so
guy is
loud.
just like these. Yes, they're so goddamn loud. He's like every dad. He's every dad on Christmas. It's just like it's so goddamn
it's
loud.
so loud.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an excellent question. I can't remember. I feel like the Jim Carrey movie tries to answer that, doesn't it? Of,
kind of.
If he's a Who or something.
But they made him I think he is a Who, but he's like some demented Who. I don't even get it because he was green
like
as a child in that one, and he was
terrifying.
dropped on the doorstep of these women, and they were just like, "Okay, we'll take care of him. Like that's fine." And his crazy aunts, like,
it's very Oswald Cobblepot. It's very he's just kind of this abandoned freak.
That's true.
So maybe he is just a freakish Who, or it's just because maybe he's from Whoville, hated being a Who, and you're right. Like it's a Gollum situation, and he's just
and
morphed
he just kind
into
of,
this.
He
green
turned
stalk.
into the green Grinch because he's just so like frustrated and angry, and I don't know.
But he's a tall green creature with red eyes.
Yes.
He has what's the liver disease?
Jaundice.
Yeah.
Because he's got
he's got these yellow eyes. So he's clearly a drunk. And he's got this big belly with these like thin little legs.
And then he has like this little bit of like broccoli colored fur around his neck.
Yeah, I guess that is fur. I don't know. I always
what
thought
it
that was like a
is.
coat, but you're right. It's more like
Doesn't
a
it look
fur.
it does look like he's wearing an outfit, but I think
Yeah.
he's naked.
I think he's naked. Yeah.
I think he's naked.
Which makes sense. Like if you're the Grinch, why wear clothes, right? Like,
he does
why would
wear
you-
shoes. So the shoes are the same as like the collar. So maybe it is a collar and shoes, and that's all he wears.
Oh, maybe it is a collar. Okay.
Because his shoes
I'd
are
be
too
okay
tight,
with that.
right? We don't know why
Well,
he's so
that's
angry.
because that's one of the questions. Like no one knows. Don't ask why. No one knows the reason. Maybe his shoes are too tight. His head's not screwed on right. The narrator posits that his heart was 2 sizes too small, and that could be the reason.
Which I mean, if
for
it was, he might have just some type of heart issue.
So the Grinch really should get that checked
And
out.
he just need to get that checked out. Yeah, it's fine.
He realizes
He
that
also is leaving on the top of a mountain, so like he's gonna have less air. It's
got a lot less air.
The pressure is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the best place for him to be living. With a heart
That's-
condition like that.
right. Yeah, he's got a lot thinner
gotta be
blood up
careful.
there. Yeah, he's really got to
Yeah.
be careful. We're just looking out for the best interests
right.
of the Grinch.
Which he must have some type of heart size because he has a dog. Okay, and I love this dog.
Yeah, let's talk about this. So he's all pissed off about it being Christmas.
He's a dog person.
He stands there, he's got a Grinchy frown as he listens to them all singing and dancing about the fact that it's Christmas Eve. And Max comes out. Max is this little rat dog. He's this little, like, thin-looking... So the dog...
You think he's a little rat dog?
Well, I mean, he's not a rat dog. It's like a beagle if a beagle was drawn by Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, like some type of tiny hound-ish thing.
Yeah, he's a little tiny
think.
hound. Yeah, very tiny hound. Very thin, tiny hound. So, this is, to your point, Rachel... It's not that he hates everything because he has this dog. Unless he's
he loves Max.
Unless he's mean to the dog, which he's.
I mean, he
he's
whips
a
him later,
little
but we don't
mean.
talk about that.
He's kind of mean to this dog. He's a little.
He's a
mean to
little
this dog.
mean, but I think he still loves him. Like, I think he still loves Max. Because why
Yes,
would he let him stay around? Why would he keep him?
But
Why would
that's
he
my
take care
point.
of
Like, why
him?
would he take care of him? Like, why would he have this dog around if he wanted to be alone? I mean, maybe
he just
the
doesn't
dog,
like the Whovilians.
and maybe the dog helps him to hunt, but he's this little scrawny dog. I don't think he's like
Right.
a hunting dog. He is like a little like hound dog of some kind though. So yes, there's a
Yeah.
dog in this. So Rachel,
Maybe
of
the
course,
Whovilians don't like dogs, and they don't allow dogs.
they
and
don't
so he
allow
left
dogs, so he moved
so
to
that he
the-
could have Max at the top of the mountain. Look, this is why I feel for the Grinch, because I just he has a dog, and I immediately go, he must be a good guy.
There are plenty of people out there with dogs that are
Oh,
not
there's so
good
many people who do not deserve dogs. I'm just saying.
Grinch is in a bad mood because it's Christmas, and tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. I must find a way to stop Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow I know. All those Who girls and boys will wake bright and early. They'll rush for their toys and then, oh, the noise, the noise, 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 noise. There's one thing I hate. All the noise, 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 noise.
So they talk about how they don't know why the Grinch doesn't like Christmas, but there's a montage, a giant montage that shows, in my opinion, why he doesn't like Christmas. It's just, he finds it annoying and obnoxious because it's all these people being loud and obnoxious.
Yes,
he
I agree.
Doesn't want to be part of that. So it makes...
It's kids screaming, it's constant noise and music and just constant sounds the whole time. I mean, the guy just does like an auditory thing. He just is like, you know what? It's too damn loud. He just needs some headphones, maybe.
Yeah, he just needs some headphones or something. Maybe he just needs to go on vacation for Christmas. Come back afterward. He does. And I think he'd be fine.
Or somewhere nice and tropical. I think he'd enjoy that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I get it. But they bang their tar-tinkers, they blow their hoo-hoovers, they beat their trum-tinkers.
The flum-flounders and the hoobas and the
they play noisy games like lacrosse and croquet.
Lacrosse and croquet! I love that those are just like, that's a real word. That is a real thing.
They're garginkas.
But then you have blumblukas and whatever the hell else there is. I don't know.
This is why Mom hated Dr. Seuss. All these made up Seussian words.
Zuzitter Carcay. What the frick, man?
It is extremely creative to be able to come up with words that aren't real, but they sound real enough.
But
that
he's
you can say
he's
them.
just saying like moumers and like blue bloppers and pleep ploopers, and he's just saying like words
I know, but like
that also
all that
sound like onomatopoeia and stuff.
Yes, yeah, but like Trumtukas, slow
the flu
slurpers,
flounders, and
like there's definitely like a talent to be able to.
Oh,
do
sure,
that.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre.
It's a little bizarre.
They'll play noisy games like Zuziktiktere, a roller skate type of lacrosse and croquet. And I don't even know if I said it right. I just am trying to like figure out some of these. And they'll make ear-splitting noises. Deluxe on their great big electro who cardio snooks. And it's this giant bicycle orchestra machine thing that they're playing on.
There was like a baby who came by in like the high chair playing like a giant bass drum.
So
I
get
understand
it. I wouldn't want to go to this
Christmas
Christmas
that would drive
party.
Me nuts. I like music, but this looks obnoxious.
So his other point, and I guess he just doesn't like gluttony or something, because he's talking about how they'll feast and feast and feast. They'll feast on who pudding and rare who's roast beast, which he apparently hates. The way he says roast beast, he's like, then that roast beast. So maybe he's like a vegan or something.
Oh, he could be like a vegetarian or something.
He's like just against meat.
Yeah, but then okay, spoiler alert, he cuts it at the end, and he's like,
He learns to accept it, Rachel.
Yeah, but does that mean maybe he's not eating it? Maybe he's just cutting it for everybody else. But like,
maybe.
I don't know.
I think
I feel like he was like, now he's like gotten forced into this cult of Whovillains who like are forcing him to do these things now that he hated.
You think that?
And now all of a sudden he loves it? Like, come on, it's a cult.
And for just $2,000 a month, you too can join the Whovillains. And play with our Crustappers and Dingers. And whatever else we have here.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So there's some animation here of the feast. So like
or whatever.
A windy road. There's like a Russian China doll gag. Mm-hmm. They all come out one by one and get smaller and smaller plates and give Cindy a strawberry.
That seems wasteful. I don't quite understand the point of that. Like, there's nothing else in there except for this strawberry for Cindy Lou Who. So what was the point of, like, this whole... Yeah.
I love how much Rachel dislikes the Who's.
I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know if this is, like, forced bias on me or if I just don't like them.
So the thing that he hates most of all is when the tall and the small stand close to each other with bells ringing and they start singing and singing and singing. and they sing the fa who for a star who door is welcome Christmas do 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 or whatever. And really, who can blame him? Because I didn't sing it any worse than any of these fucking Who's. He just doesn't like their traditions.
Yeah, he's just not
very
a big Christmas fan. Maybe
one
he just
could say
doesn't
he's kind of a
celebrate
bigot.
Christmas.
That's fine.
Which is fine. And then they
kind
force
of a bigot,
him
Rachel.
to.
Maybe he's a bigot against these Who's.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't like them because he's just yeah, you're right. He could be. Could be exactly what it is. If he's not the
I like your idea that they're forcing him to celebrate. It's the war on Grinchmas. We have a war on Grinchmas.
Grinchmas.
I think that's what they call it in Universal is Grinchmas.
Oh, I like it.
Max looks pleased with all of this too. Like he's like,
yeah, he's
sounds
kind of
kinda
like
nice.
la-di-da. He's enjoying it, and the Grinch is just like, I hate all of this.
The more he thought about it, of course, he realized he has to put a stop to this. He's been putting up with it. We've learned that he's 53
Oh my
years
God.
old, so he's just
Yes.
old cantankerous man is probably part of the problem too. And
Yep.
Kevin, in the future, when you're listening to this and you're past 53, hopefully, yeah, you're an old cantankerous man. Let's be real. So yeah, you're up there with the Grinch, and he's trying to figure out how he can stop Christmas from coming, and he gets an idea, an awful idea. A wonderful, awful idea, and you get a very
I love that
iconic.
your voice just got higher and higher. Oh yeah,
Very
with the mouth thing.
Yes, this
That
classic animation on
smile?
his face. I think it's supposed to be very devilish, where
Oh,
his
it's
heart,
very devilish.
his head turns into a heart shape. I think.
Yes, and his hair curls and uncurls.
Yes.
And his mouth is so wide, it's his entire face. Oh my God.
So his entire plan
And
here
those
is to
eyebrows. Yeah.
my God, women would kill to have those eyebrows. I love that Max tries to hide from him by digging himself into the snow too, and Grinch just
He's
pulls
like,
him
I don't
out by
want a
the
part
tail.
of this. I like Christmas. I don't want to be a part of this.
So he knows what he'll do. He's going to make a Santa Claus outfit. We get this montage of him making the Santa Claus outfit. And this, of
Yes.
course, brings us to the most iconic part of the entire special, which is...
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Yeah.
You
that's like the music.
really are a heel. So yeah, apparently Dr. Seuss a wrestling fan, because he's calling the Grinch a heel.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah, that's
I
great.
think the Grinch would make a pretty good heel, actually, if we're going to be honest about it. But the problem is that he'd be such a good heel that he'd be getting the cheers.
Oh my God, he would be getting the cheers.
You know,
Absolutely.
like I could definitely
Yes.
see the Grinch being like a cowardly heel, though. I could see that. Like you
Yes.
know he's cheating. You know he's cheating every match.
Oh, always. Yes, he's the one like hiding under the ring during like a fatal 4-way or whatever, and like all of that kind of. 100%. He's bringing out the chairs.
Oh yeah.
He's distracting the refs. Absolutely.
Now I gotta see, because it feels like over the 60 years or however long the Grinch has been around, like he has to have shown up at a wrestling event, right? You're a mean one.
Kind of think so.
Mr. Grinch.
Mr.
Yep, there he
Grinch.
is. Yep. Santa versus the Grinch. Memphis Wrestling did it once. Yeah, there's always there's a ton of it. Here's a strength contest between Santa Claus and the Grinch. It makes sense. So this song, Rachel.
Mm-hmm. I do like the song.
Wait, hold on, because now I'm
I
getting
will
this.
say that.
Hold on.
Oh, okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
So I looked up the Grinch.
Oh no.
So the Grinch has a podcast. It's called
The Grinch himself has a podcast?
That's right. It's
I
called
love
the
this.
Grinch. 'Tis the Grinch Holiday Podcast. And just the other day, from when we were recording this, Rachel,
Oh boy.
the Grinch
Okay.
interviewed Cody Rhodes.
What? Oh my
the-
God, that sounds exciting.
So Cody Rhodes made his most important podcast appearance yet on the Grinch's Holiday Podcast. The Grinch asked him what a wrestling locker room smells like. I doubt, Grinch, you're familiar with this liquid that I'm going to describe. Have you ever heard of Icy Hot?
I could see it smelling like that, honestly.
Does the locker room smell of disappointment when the guys lose matches? All right. Well, I'll add that to my queue. So anyway, that was a random find. This song is written by Dr. Seuss. The song, most people think that Boris Karloff is doing the singing here. It's not Boris Karloff. It is, in fact, Rachel, someone that you are very familiar with. And if I say the name, you're not going to know who it is. But if I say his special, let's call it a catchphrase. If I say his special catchphrase, you would know who it is. So his name is Thurl Ravenscroft.
That's a fancy ass name.
It's a very fancy name. And if I say, they're great, you would know who he is.
Oh my god. He's also Tony the Tiger.
The voice of Tony the Tiger is the one that sings this.
That's funny.
And
he has a nice deep voice for this.
It's a beautiful voice for this type of song.
Beautiful voice. I love it.
The lyrics are perfect. And so you got to give your hats off to Dr. Seuss for that. It's an excellent song.
Absolutely.
It is. It's wonderful. Something I looked up when I was trying to figure out a little bit more about You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, because we have to talk about this. Because when else are we going to?
This show too, by the way, it is like the entire movie. It just keeps coming back.
It just keeps coming back because that's what this is about. So,
right.
Albert Haig composed the music for this. Thurl Ravenscroft did the singing for it. I found this interesting. I wonder if this is because of the pandemic or what. But in 2021, it hit on the top, the Billboard top 40 or something like that. In 2021, it did this. People love the song, and it makes sense. The soundtrack won a Grammy for Best Album for Children at the Grammy Awards. Jim Carrey, of course, does the 2000s version. The 2018 version, I absolutely fucking hate. And it has nothing. I have nothing against Tyler the Creator.
I think it's better than.
I love Danny Elfman. But I hate that version of it. It's not good.
I think it's okay. It's not my favorite, but I think it's okay.
I'm gonna have to listen to it again, not separating myself away from hearing the real one, because listening to this song and then listening to that one, it's this is awful. So I might have to go back and try to listen to that version of it and just be all right, I'll give it a shot.
It's just kind of like a fun bop. I don't like Jim Carrey's version. That's my least favorite.
Well, because Jim Carrey made the Grinch talk like this. And it was what the... Did you watch the original, man? You're supposed to sound like Boris Karloff. Not whatever the hell you're doing. Yeah. So he's a bad banana with a greasy black peel. He accidentally sews...
Got the big band in the background.
He accidentally sews Max's tail. The song plays the entire time they're putting together the suit. Rachel's favorite line, of course, probably, well, I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. After all of our talk about poles in our South Park episode.
Yeah, there you go.
This year.
He also has a garlic soul. I probably have a garlic soul because I do really enjoy garlic.
Rachel eats a lot of garlic.
I like garlic. I put it on everything. Again, another thing I can feel for with the Grinch is that garlic. Yeah,
Rachel really identifies with the Grinch. If anybody should have been called a Grinch here, it's Rachel.
I'm not that mean. I like Christmas. I'm a big holiday season person.
I've liked the holidays. I like the lights. I like the festivities. I really
I don't like
dislike...
the people.
Sure.
So I think I am a Grinch. You're right. People annoy me. Crowds annoy me.
I was going to say, I like it when all the lights are up and the holiday trains and all of that kind of stuff. It's all a lot of fun.
It's cozy. It's very cozy. It's very cozy. And that's what I like about it.
Yeah, I like the fall more.
I like being alone on Christmas.
I like Thanksgiving more. Rachel wants a quiet Christmas. Oh, the best Christmas was COVID Christmas. I didn't have to wear pants. We were very cozy. We were watching movies. It was just us. We had food.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
It was beautiful. Beautiful times. A very COVID Christmas. I'm sure in our lifetimes, Rachel, you and I will be doing another holiday special called A Very COVID Christmas and just replace COVID with whatever the 2028 pandemic is or whatever it
Oh yeah, be. Right. Yeah. Something will come next.
So he admires himself in this Santa Claus suit, and then he needs to get he needs reindeer. I don't know why he needs reindeer. I don't know why he needs to dress up as Santa Claus to begin with.
I think
it comes
the
in
whole
handy.
idea. One, is this like showing us that maybe he actually does like
wants to
Christmas
kind
a
of
little
be-
bit, and
yeah,
he
he
kind of
wants to
wishes he was like a little bit of a Santa himself.
Yeah. Okay.
And then two, I think
Yeah.
it's the idea of if anybody sees him during the night, you know, like as like a shadow
Right.
or even anything,
they might just think
they
it's
just think,
Santa.
okay, it's just Santa, no big deal,
Okay.
right? So
Which
as
is
long
how
as
it comes
he kind
into
of
play.
right,
Yeah.
and I think that's what he was thinking. Because, like, if he's on the rooftops with Max, Max has to look like a reindeer just in case.
Just in case.
Poor Max.
So Max knows what's coming, so he tries to hide under the bed, and instead he gets dragged into this with the Grinch. The Grinch takes some antlers off of his wall.
Which
But
part
the-
of me was like, when they say that, like, reindeer are...
Scarce.
What's the word? They say reindeer are scarce, are they just, like, being hunted to non-existence? Is that what that means? And, like, because they show the hunted antlers on the wall.
I think it's just...
And I'm just
I
like,
don't,
whoa.
No, I think it's more that they're just hard. They'd be harder to find than... You know, he doesn't have a lot of time to do this. He's got to do this
I
tonight.
guess that's true. That's
So-
fair. But I'm just saying, they all of a sudden just show, like, these antlers on the wall. Yeah, they're scarce, you know, because, like, the Whovians
The
and
Whovians
the
are
Grinch.
are in danger of them. So
Maybe,
Max
is that the
looks-
roast beast? Is that the reindeer?
Could be the reindeer. Rachel just is trying to.
I don't
like,
know what a roast
kill
beast
these.
is. Is
I
that
just
like
assumed it was roast beef, but like like a pig, like a hog, like a like.
oh, you think it's like a ham instead of like a
Yeah, I actually think it's a hog, like a wild hog.
oh, the roast beast is this giant hog, like a
Yeah,
hog beast.
like a hog beast. Yeah, it eats 1,000 pancakes a day. You called your teacher a hog beast. So anyway,
God damn
Max is being weighed down by the antlers, and
He does help him here. He fixes
He helps him here. Yeah, he helps him. Max does look pretty terrified though. He's shaking and stuff.
I think he's
apparently
used
this-
to these shenanigans that the Grinch does. He knew what he was like. Oh,
He knew what he was
great.
getting to, yeah. Max apparently is also based on something from... I can't remember if it's Dr. Seuss or Chuck Jones, because I can't remember if Max is in the book. But one of them, it's based off of one of their childhood dogs, where
Okay.
I guess they said their dad would try to get the dog to do tricks and stuff, and the dog would just stare at him.
Like, no.
So he's supposed to look like one of their childhood dogs.
He is very cute here because, like, the Grinch calls for him and he, like, jumps into the sleigh because he's like, oh, I'm
Yes, he
so
jumps on the front
excited.
like, oh, we're going for a
And
ride.
he's got, like,
Yeah.
this look on his face. It's very cute. It looks
Yeah.
very Looney Tunes-ish. And then the Grinch, this is why I think it's very Looney Tunes-ish, because that looks so cute. And then, like, that reminds me of Looney Tunes. But then the Grinch does the look to the camera.
Oh, yes, he breaks the fourth wall. Yes.
Yes, he has this, like, pout on his face, and he looks at the camera. And he looks like Daffy Duck. And it just, that's what it reminded me of, like, immediately.
No, I agree. Yeah, because I did not remember.
that's
I don't
why I'm
remember him
like,
breaking
this
the
is-
fourth wall. I did not remember.
Oh
that.
yeah, he just like looks at us like, that's not no. You're the reindeer,
He puts Max on the front as the reindeer. I think a bit
which
of an
is
unnecessary
stupid
touch. but-
anyways. It's so unnecessary because they just start sliding down,
Well, he whips Max. Of course, Rachel does
which
not
again, unnecessary,
Very
unnecessary,
abusive. Don't-
ridiculous.
don't whip your
Never
dogs.
do that. You don't deserve a dog if you whip your dogs. It's my end.
like that. Max slides down the mountain, and the sleigh peeks over, and we get a commercial.
Yes.
And then when we
get
come
a-
back from the
get a
commercial, The sleigh starts going down the mountain, and there's a bunch of
slowness
shenanigans.
of it, like going over the hill though, and it's like the Grinch's face. I'm sorry, but yes, the shenanigans
a-
of going down the mountain, and let's like
a big
just let
action
Max sit on it.
sequence. This is where they get to show off some animation chops here. Max ends up on the back of the
Which is very cute again.
sleigh at one point, and then he ends up underneath the sleigh, and then he does another Looney Tunes gag too, where him and the Grinch end up like next to each other, and he like kind of waves at the Grinch with like a very
Yes.
Looney Tunes smile on his face.
Absolutely.
But eventually, this goes on for a while actually, but eventually they make it down to Whoville. A lot of good animation here on Grinch and Max lurking about Whoville. This is another one where I think a lot of like cutouts have been made of the Grinch of like that tap tip 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 tip
Oh, yes.
kind of like him on his
Yes,
tiptoes and Max on his
absolutely.
tiptoes with the ladder of like them going into the house and stuff.
I do love that. That's very cute.
And they go to the first house. He slides down the chimney, which I think they call a chimney. There's a B in there, I think.
No, is there?
Not this time. The next time he says it, I think there's a B. We'll get to that.
Okay.
But he slides down the chimney. It's slightly
Gets
tight.
stuck,
Another
you know.
another iconic shot, in my opinion, of him getting stuck in the chimney
Yes.
is like his big ass is just
'Cause
like
he's a
curled up.
pear shape. He's like this with very wide hips. He's got very wide hips.
Very close to pulling a Phoebe Cates' dad from Gremlins trying to get down this chimney.
The same thing. He's lucky that fire wasn't lit.
Because
But they knew because they knew Santa
'cause
was
they-
coming, so
That's true, because otherwise it would have been, you know, we there was just a Cindy Lou who 20 years from now is just like, one day there was just the smell coming from
there was
this
just the
chimney.
smell. And
And
They
the
found the
firefighters pulled out the Grinch. And that's how I learned there was no Santa Claus.
poor Cindy Lou, traumatized by the Grinch being cooked alive in the fire.
And we get the
I
song
do like
again.
his eyes inside of the fireplace. Though.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
that's underrated to seeing
I
the
do
eyes
like
in the fireplace.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
You
good
don't see
shot.
that one as much.
No.
But that's definitely a really good shot.
But you do see him slinking around the presents like a snake.
Like
That's
a snake.
Weird.
I like that
That's
one. I like that
weird.
one. But it's weird, but it fits, and it is really good
does.
animation. Again, it's very
Yes.
again, it's Chuck Jones animation for sure of like him sliding around like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the song starts again after we get to understand a little bit of what he's taking. He's taking checkerboards and bizzle binks and boxes and popcorn and all this stuff.
Right. Taking
And
the
the Grinch-
popcorn.
Very nimbly stuffed all the bags up. There it is. Yeah, stuffed all the bags up the chimbley. Because they need to rhyme nimbly with something, so they say nimbly with chimbley.
You know what? That's just okay.
That's
No.
just yeah.
That's
Go ahead.
No, that's poorly done. I'm not allowing
Rachel's
that one. I'm
no.
sorry.
Rachel does not allow. Your Honor, I object to the use
I
of
object to
chimbley.
chimbley.
He can make up things if he wants.
But then he calls it chimbley after calling it a chimney. You can't call it a chimbley after a chimney. Those are the same thing, or they're two separate things? Do you go up the chimbley but down the chimney? I don't get
Maybe
it.
you do. Maybe you do. It's Whoville, Rachel.
Who else
It's-
goes up a chimbley?
It's Whoville. We don't
It's
know. Nobody else goes up the chimbley.
whimsical. Ugh.
Yeah, it's just very whimsical. It's biddly binkty bink boink, and you
I
better
know.
fucking enjoy it, or you're not an American. He's taking all this stuff. Max breaks the fourth wall here too because he's looking inside, and then he looks at the audience like, "Oh no, he's up to his old whatever
Tricks?
tricks." That's the word. Thank you. The song does the second lyrics here. There's termites in your smile.
Yeah.
You have the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile. Given the choice between the two of you, I would pick the seasick crocodile. I was telling you. I was telling you, Rachel, offline, I always got seasick crocodile mixed with one of the other lyrics.
Oh yeah, you would.
Oh, a greasy crocodile. I always thought that you were saying
greasy.
he's a greasy crocodile. Given the choice between the two of you, I would take the greasy crocodile. But no, it's seasick crocodile because you know the crocodiles are so ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush. But apparently they also it's if they're seasick. That's a Waterboy reference.
Oh,
Mama say
I forgot about
crocodiles
that.
ain't
All right.
ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush. Max loads it all up, and you
Yes.
get the finale, which is you are a 3-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich.
But see,
with
here's the thing.
arsenic sauce.
So
Go
here's the
ahead.
thing. They made this song. They're bullying the Grinch. They're making fun
they're
of him.
No.
They're
the
being
Grinch is
mean.
The Grinch
They're
is a
like
prick. He is stealing all their stuff, Rachel. He's a fucking prick.
I'm just saying, maybe they made this song before he did this, and like now he's like, screw
Okay,
you
hold
guys,
on.
you
Hold
bullies.
on. You think the Who's sing this song about the Grinch?
I think they do. I think they're bullies.
This is the narrator's opinion of the Grinch. I don't think the
Then-
Who's. I don't think the Who's are singing this about the Grinch. If they are, then yeah. It's
Then they're a
little
bunch of bullies. It's
Okay,
cruel.
how do you feel about Cruella de Vil? About that song?
Well, he does write the song about her after
I
she
know.
does all that stuff. But it's
Right.
after.
Well, we don't know the history between
We
Grinch and
do!
Whoville. No, we don't!
Well, we don't know the history of Whoville. No, I'm just saying you know the history
So-
with Cruella de Vil.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe Grinch is a prick to these people, and
That's
they came up
true.
with the song.
That's very true. Maybe he's constantly doing mischievous things. We don't
Maybe
know.
he is like Scrooge. I bet there was a song about Scrooge going around merry old London town.
Oh, I bet there was.
Yeah. So
But the man owned them all because of their money. So I don't think they could really like bully the man either.
So anyway, he puts all this stuff up. Max is loading up the cart. Very impressive for this little hound dog to be
Yeah,
loading
he's doing
it up.
really good. Yeah.
The Lou-Who's apparently are like a Mormon family or something. There's like a million of these fucking kids. There's a ton of them. Or
Oh yeah, they're all
Catholic,
sleeping in
Mormon
the
or
one bed.
Catholic or
That's
something.
right.
There's all these kids in this bed. And he steals the candy canes. Bit of a fucking creep here. And
Little
he's a
bit.
bit of a monster here, taking these candy canes from these little kids. You could leave the candy canes for the kids. It's probably fine.
Is it though? He's got to take away Christmas. He's got to do it fully. You can't
Yeah.
forget anything, not
That's
even
true.
the crumbs. Remember, we get to that
Yes,
point.
we get to that.
He doesn't even leave crumbs
a crumb
small
for a
enough for
mouse.
mouse.
That's right. And then he pisses off Boris Karloff because this motherfucker takes the fucking roast beast. And
That's right.
Boris Karloff is so pissed off about this. He is beside himself.
Oh,
that the
he's
Grinch
so
takes
angry.
The roast beast.
Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out the icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took the last can of Who hash.
Even the last can of Who hash.
Of Who hash. And who really wants to eat the Who hash? No one even really wants the Who hash. That's just
Well,
there.
they're gluttonous. We talked about this. They're very
That's
gluttonous.
That's true. He is.
They're
going
gonna
to
eat that Who hash.
Then he's going to do something which I'm assuming someone has role played in their life. He's going to stuff the tree up the chimney. It just sounds
Oh,
dirty.
I didn't need that. Thank
just
you for
sounded
that
kinda
one.
dirty.
It does, but you.
Come here, Mr. Grinch, and stuff this tree up my
Nope.
chimney.
Nope. It's not a Santa baby situation. Mama's not kissing the Grinch under the mistletoe. I don't know about that.
So one of the ornaments rolls out to little Cindy's.
It's the
Bad.
loudest ornament. It is like this thing like has like a tracking device too
Hey,
because it
as
just
a-
rolls straight to her.
As a kid, though, Rachel, you were always super hyper aware of everything.
Oh, that's
Christmas
100%
Eve
true.
night, because you were just
Yeah.
wanted it to be morning so that you could open your presents. And
I was the obnoxious kid. Well, I was the annoying little sister who woke up
Yes,
early
every
and would
year.
wake Kevin
every
up.
fucking year. Yeah, you would. Wake
I think
me up
it
at,
made mom and dad sad though when I would I started waking up later, and then I
No,
would
'cause-
wake up
well,
and
no, 'cause
come down and drink a cup of coffee with them, and they're just like, yeah, this is weird.
yeah, they kind of replaced it with the dog. So now it's the dog's
Oh yeah, the
jobs
dog always
to wake me up in the morning on Christmas.
Of
morning.
course, because when we stay during Christmas, they always wake us up. Of
Yeah.
course.
The boxer's job was always to wake me up every day to
That's
get ready
right.
for work. He had an alarm clock in his head. He knew when to walk into my room and wake me up. I didn't even have to set an alarm clock.
Nope.
The dogs now, especially your dog, will
Yes.
literally jump on top of me.
He's a
He
toddler.
acts like a little kid on Christmas.
He
So,
really does, because he knows there's a present for him. He knows there's a bag that he gets to open.
Yes, he does. So Cindy Lou Who wakes up and comes into the room. Cindy Lou Who does look very cute. Again,
She is
looks
cutesy.
she looks so. Cindy's got the big ornament, and she thinks it's Santa Claus. Of
Right.
course, because he looks like Santa. In the 2000 version, this is played by Taylor Momsen, or Momsen. I can't remember how to say her last name. The singer for Pretty Reckless. I like that band quite a bit.
Oh, interesting.
Actually.
Yeah.
But when she was a little kid, she was Cindy Lou Who.
Aw.
She asks why Santa's taking all their stuff. And the Grinch...
Why are you taking my tree? I don't think she notices everything else. She only notices the Christmas tree.
Well, it's big enough. She's like, why are you taking this? And the Grinch is he's sad for a second, and he's like, oh wait, I've got an idea.
He's freaking out. He's
got to
like,
come up with an idea.
Yeah. Then he gets
again a very Bugs Bunny-ish face on the Grinch here. To your point, Rachel, with when he's like biting his nails. So he says that one of the lights is out, and he needs to take it back to the North Pole to fix it.
Hi, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied. There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here.
And then he'll bring it back.
And then this son of a bitch takes the fucking log after he convinces Cindy that it's okay. Because he's
a
like...
monster. He's a monster.
He is nice enough
he
to
won't
Cindy
even let them to have a hot fire anymore. It's like,
he gets Cindy a drink, he takes her back to bed, and then he's an absolute monster. He left nothing but hooks and wires, and the food was even too small for a mouth. He takes that, the bastard, takes this little crumb for this mouse.
Yep. That's
and
right.
he does this from house to house to house to house.
Yes.
Pretty impressive for just one night. So he is,
oh my God, very impressive.
A Santa Claus, because he is going from house to house doing this.
Because if he was like giving them these things, he would have been Santa Claus. Yes.
Yeah, he literally would have
just watch the Grinch, like this scene in reverse, and then he is Santa Claus.
Yeah, and he's Santa Claus, and he's
bringing Christmas to these people who are just like have nothing.
The song comes back as we get more montage of him taking apart Christmas. You nauseate me, Mr. Grinch.
And then...
with a nauseous super nos. Which, who knows? I feel like Dr. Seuss ran out of stuff.
Sometimes I think he did, yeah.
Your soul is an appalling dump heap, overflowing with the most terrible rubbish imaginable. Mangled up in... tangled up knots. My favorite line, of course, is the 3 words to describe you are as thus. Stink. Stank. Stunk. It is perfect for this character and for what they're conveying. It is wonderful.
Yep.
He's packed up this whole thing with a giant pile of shit.
This is very impressive that he actually has like the bags big enough for this, and like the sled carries all of this.
He prepped for this, Rachel. This was his life's mission right here.
Strong, like, man.
Max can't move it at first, but he drags it through the snow, and he figures out, apparently, he gets down to the ground below and is able to drag it up this mountain.
Yeah, you get some friction going.
Yeah, and 10,000 feet up, they go up to Mount Crumpet. And I don't know why he decides to do this. Maybe he's going to shove it off the mountain. Maybe that's like his ultimate plan, is like he wants them to see. I think that is
the ultimate plan.
He wants them to see that it's all missing. And then he's going to like, hey, Whovilles, go fuck yourselves. Go fuck you and your Christmas. And he's going to shove this giant boulder of stuff off the mountain.
Yeah, like into like, I don't know, is it like a cavern or like some sort of like hole? I don't know, but it must go somewhere after that.
He's waiting to hear the boo-hoos from the Who's, because he thinks that when they wake up, they're going to be all pissed off. So they're waiting at the very top of this mountain. So I can't believe I wrote this after just hearing about Cody Rhodes. We are at the very top of the mountain. He wants them to go boo-hoo, and he wants to hear it. So he cups his hand, like you see Cody Rhodes do in a very famous meme.
That's so weird.
I wrote that down in my notes. He does a Hulk Hogan kind of, he's trying to hear the crowd.
To his ear that's non-existent. He just has some hole on the side of his head. That's right.
As you do when you're a Grinch character.
That's right. I don't think any of the Who's... I don't think the Who's have ears.
I think Cindy Lou Who might. I don't know if the rest of them do.
Because she's not... She was adopted.
She's adopted.
That's exactly it. She had to have been from the town over, the Whatville. All right, she's from Whatville, not Whoville.
But instead of this, they get in the square and they sing that damn song
And
again.
they just start singing again. He didn't get rid of the
And,
bells. And this is
I think the bells are. I think it's magic bells. I think it's.
Oh, you
magic
think
bells.
they're magic bells? Because we
Yeah.
were pointing this out when I was watching this. We were like, see, that was where he screwed up. He didn't get rid of the
Didn't get
magic
rid of the
bells.
bells. So you
If
think
he
if he
didn't-
would have gotten rid of the bells, that would have been
That would have been the end of it.
that would have been the end. He would have won.
He would have won. It's all about these damn bells.
That's fantastic.
But no,
Okay.
the magic bells ding and they sing around.
And
The
like a
circle of
Christmas
where the
star
tree was.
shoots up. Yeah,
Yes.
where the tree was.
This crazy light comes out from them singing, I guess.
Yeah. I guess the Christmas spirit is literally exuding from them at
Oh
this
my
point.
god. It's nuts.
And the Grinch is confused. He did stop Christmas, but it came just the same. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. I like this bit, and I like this animation. Him pulling Max
I do
down.
love
This
that
is what
Max
you
is
said.
just sitting there. Yes.
Yeah. Mr. Burns does this in an episode of The Simpsons, which I always remember Mr. Burns doing this bit with Smithers, of course.
Of course.
But maybe, just maybe, the Grinch learned something, Rachel, because his eyes turn blue and he gets a smile on his face. And he thinks that maybe he was wrong about what Christmas stands for. Maybe Christmas means a little bit more than just all of the superfluous crap. As he's thinking of this, he lets go of Max, who's dangling. Because of this, the sleigh starts to fall off of the mountain.
Yes.
And the Grinch, realizing that it's about to fall, tries to grab Max again, but Max falls out of his collar.
Right.
So now the sleigh is about to... It
Go
is falling
over.
off.
Yes.
And they have to chase after it. And he grabs it, and Max has to grab the Grinch coat. So, like...
Yes. This
they're
is a
all...
very iconic, very cute scene as well, where like
Yeah,
it's falling off and they're holding on to
I think
it
there's
together.
like figurines and stuff that you can get of them, like, trying to hold on to it.
Yes.
And then, of course, we get the very, very, very iconic line, which, of course, is...
And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day.
So now
Again,
he's...
heart condition. This is
Yes.
very.
This is very, very bad. Oh, no!
You don't want this to
Oh,
actually
no!
happen.
It's
He's
happening!
just about to have a heart attack.
He has a heart attack on the top of the mountain.
That's actually what happens. He has a heart attack and dies, and then he just hit. This is like a fever dream right before
You're
he's
a
dead.
dead one. Mr. Grinch. So
And the
then
Whovilles never had to worry about the Grinch again. The end.
the Grinch, though, instead gets the strength of 10 Grinches plus 2.
12.
So now he
a
is-
dozen Grinches. All you had to say was a dozen. All right?
But that doesn't rhyme, Rachel, and we're
I'm
being
just-
very Susian.
Look.
And Max is happy, so he whizzes down the
Oh, yeah.
mountain.
I think, Max likes people, so
Yeah.
Max is happy. He gets to go hang out with some people, I guess, today.
He rides back into Whoville, and he starts throwing all of the presents and all of the stuff back out. He cheerily blows on a trumpet, brings back everything, including the Tinglers and Pantookers and Woozles. He brought back everything, all of the food
Yes.
for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. Rachel, I figured that you got a little tear in your eye when Cindy gave the roast beast to Max for being a good dog.
That's the best part. That dog deserves a big ass slice of roast beast.
He does. He put up with a lot over the years with the Grinch, I assume.
I do like that he still has the antler on too. Like it's like a costume.
Yeah,
for him now.
he came in costume.
He
Yeah,
gets to be all cute and I get
Yeah.
to be a reindeer.
and then we get the lesson from Dr. Seuss and Boris Karloff here, where the last lines of it, of course, with the Grinch carving up the roast beast, is Christmas Day will always be just as long as we have we. Welcome Christmas while we stand, and they sing the song at the end,
hand
and
in
that is
hand, blah blah blah.
and that is the end of the Grinch how the Grinch stole Christmas. The lesson, of course, being that you don't need all of this superfluous crap as long as you have each
Yeah.
other, and as long as you
Right.
have people, you're fine. The Grinch, in my opinion, was not really against Christmas.
was
was
he
against
lonely?
Yeah, it was
Is that like
lonely
the
or
idea? And he didn't know how to like put himself into like a place with people to enjoy
I think
stuff
so.
together.
But I think it's also he's an introverted guy. He doesn't like
think so, too.
he doesn't like all of the superfluousness
excessive.
stuff, all the loud stuff, all the excessiveness. So he was like, if that's all Christmas is, I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah,
but
to hell
he's
with
like,
it.
oh well, I took all of that away, and they're still
Having
they're
a good
still
time.
celebrating with each other.
Yes.
So they didn't need that stuff. They just needed each other.
Right.
So maybe that's kind of where he lied. So that is the end of How the Grinch Stole Christmas from 1966. Rachel, we have come to that time of our show winds down. Our thoughts take flight to the Grinch and his tail, shining so bright. Rachel, in the season of warmth and of giving, does the Grinch's story still feel so living?
Kevin, without a doubt, it's crystal clear. The Grinch's tale holds magic year after year. In each retelling, its sparkle never wanes and a timeless message in its joyous refrains.
And yet, in this world spinning so fast with new stories arriving, making a blast, does the Grinch maintain its treasured place or risk getting lost in the storytelling race?
The Grinch isn't one to be confined. Its story's essence forever enshrined. For generations, it's woven into our cheer, a holiday gem we hold oh so dear.
So for all our listeners, far and near, the Grinch's tale rings out loud and clear. In our hearts on this festive night, it's Shelf Life's eternal, a guiding light. So anyway, folks at home, we asked ChatGPT to give us our opinion in a Seussian rhyme. But Rachel, we've come to that time of the show where we will actually give our opinion. Rachel, does How the Grinch Stole Christmas have shelf life? Or a Christmas shelf life for you, too? Because we did it with Halloween, we can do it with Christmas.
I mean, we talked about how the fact that I don't really watch this year after year, and I'm not super into like the Seussness of the Grinch, I guess. Whether that's a forced bias on me, I do love the song. I do love Max. I know the story like really well and everything. So I feel like for a Christmas shelf, I feel like it has to be there.
Okay.
I kind of feel like it belongs there. It does feel like a classic Christmas movie to me watching it. I think it belongs on like the Christmas shelf and then like goes into the box.
You're bringing it out with the ornaments once a month.
I bring it out with the ornaments. Yeah. So for me, I think that's what I would say about this one.
Okay. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm just not a big Seuss guy, and that's
it's hard because I feel kind of like I'm not gonna watch it every year.
That song I will play constantly.
But yes,
I love that song.
The song has
shelf life.
100%.
Love the song. It belongs up there with the best of any Christmas songs. The show, the special, is animated well. It's a good little lesson. It's a good little show.
Yeah, and it's short, so it doesn't feel like too long.
And it's short. I am not going to go out of my way to watch this, though.
No.
But I totally understand if it's on your list of things to watch each year. Like, you have to get the Grinch in. It's like a tradition or whatever. It makes sense. It's not like it's bad or anything like that. It's very good. So I totally understand that. It's just I don't really like Dr. Seuss stuff. So the Grinch, though, is probably one of the exceptions to that because it is better than the rest of the Dr. Seuss stuff. So for me,
I do agree on that one.
I'm not going to say shelf life because I won't go that far. I'm going to say the box. I'm going to say, because it is too good to just say no, but I'm going to put it in the box. And again, it's a Christmas box for sure. It is a box
Definitely Christmas
that
box.
sits in the attic, and I bring it down once a year. And maybe you can enjoy it, but it's really me enjoying the song. So it's not, it does not have shelf life for me, but it definitely, I think, has cultural shelf life, and it should be. I think
cultural shelf life is 100% what I'm thinking,
which is why I'm kind of like, I'm putting it in the box. So, like, yeah, it has cultural shelf life. It just does not have shelf life with me. And I know everyone out there thinks that I'm not filled with glee, that I'm calling myself a Grinch, and you guys can all... I was trying to come up with some sort of expletive that rhymes with Grinch. I'm not a good rapper.
A Finch? A Lynch?
Yeah, you'll
a
all want to
cinch.
lynch when you call me a Grinch, but I'm not going to put it on my shelf. So, anyway, that was How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's in the box.
And it has cultural self-life. I said self-life, and that's not what I meant.
Rachel also
and
has
it
Shelf
has
Life.
Christmassy shelf life.
A staple of, I'm sure, many a holiday. Now we've got to do another staple, I'm sure, for a lot of people. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back after another short break, another word from our sponsor, we will have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I don't know if I can do this song. Is the song public domain? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Nah. More bullying in this one.
Oh, it's nothing but bullying around Christmas. When we come back, we'll bully a reindeer and a Santa Claus with too big of a head.
Stink, stank, stunk.